back. Here we are, season 2, episode 5. We're back to that remote schedule, but we're okay. It's all good, right? We're in the middle of November. We're actually at the end of the first marking period coming up right away. Marking period 2 starts next week. So great to see you, Mr. Bergondo. How are you?
It's good. It's great to see you too, Miss D. Everybody's been doing well, I hope.
Yeah, we're all hanging in here. You know, we're here most of the time, and I know you're popping in and out most days. And
yes,
you know, everybody's been doing a great job and really making the best of the situation that we're in. So I really want to commend our students and our faculty for you know, putting forth their best effort, you know, and making the best of the first marking period. So good job, everybody.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I echo those statements. We were talking about it before. Everybody's been doing a phenomenal job, and we really appreciate it.
Yep. So
we have.
Go ahead, Mr. B.
Yeah, we have. I think we have a great show again planned today. We have a special guest coming on, and you know we'll get to that in just a minute. But it's exciting to be back. 5th episode, 2nd season. Let's get to it.
Here we go. Well, you know, listen, we've been celebrating Veterans Week. Right, Veterans Day was during this past week, and we really want to also celebrate Veterans Week here at JFK Memorial High School. Just a little bit about Veterans Day. All right, it's a day that honors all those who served for our country in war and peace. It's intended essentially to thank living veterans. It's a celebration to honor American veterans for their patriotism, their love of country, and willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good. It was originally called Armistice Day, and that was commemorating the end of World War I. So we do have a lot of veterans within our community. We actually have some veterans that are part of our faculty. So our special guest today, we have Mr. Tony Bonaventure, part of our industrial arts program, and he's a proud veteran, and he will be sharing some of his experiences with us today. So welcome, Mr. Bonaventure. How are you?
Morning. Doing good. Doing good today.
That's great. We're so glad that you're here. We do have a couple questions, and we're going to let you, you know, talk about all of these things in your little experiences with us. First off, you know, how old were you, Mr. B, when you actually joined the military?
I joined the military right after college. I was 22 years old, 1981.
Oh my goodness! And what branch of the military did you join?
I joined the Air Force. I did not join active duty. I was a reservist for 23 years and 14 years as a Air National Guard.
Oh my goodness, that is a long career, you know, serving our country, and we definitely thank you for your service. What actually spurred you on to join the military?
I had a buddy of mine that always wanted to go into the military, and I said, nah, I really didn't want to go. I was offered a automotive teaching job, and I said, well, I'll think about it over the weekend. I went back in on Monday. I said, okay, I'll take the job. He said, we already gave it to somebody else. I had nowhere else to go, nothing else to do, no job. I got out of college. I had bills to pay, so I asked my buddy if he still wanted to go into the military. He said, yep. I said, let's go. And that's how I started.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Do you have any special memories? Any special memories of your time? I'm sure you have many, but anything that, you know, when you really think about your time in service, anything that really pops into your mind, a story that you always share with someone about your time in the service?
Well, the only story that I really share with people in the military is the way it was structured. I always went in as basically a civilian that only went in on the weekends, and we always had somebody that was a regular that was training us. So the one guy who was always training me was always less in rank. So it was always a joke that I outranked him, but he always knew more than I did. So, you know, that was just a joke. And to this day, I'm still friends with that same person, and that was from about 94. So in 1994, we met, and no matter what job he had, if he was the trainer for the active duty, I was the trainer for the reservists, or whatever the case may be. Whatever he was doing for the active, I was doing for the reservists. And when I went over to the Guard, he came over to the Guard with me. We were both in the same unit. And, you know, it's military for me was just a camaraderie. All the new guys, always keeping that friendship going. And to this day, if I see these people, they all know who I am. I know who they are. And that's all it really was. I spent most of my career here in the States. I went to Germany, Turkey, England, and I did 2 tours in Guam.
Wow. That's very impressive. And you know, we've always heard a lot about the terrific bond and brotherhood of people who do serve together in the military. It's something that lasts a lifetime. It's a friendship and a connection, you know, that lasts, you know, for the rest of your life. And I'm glad that you were, you know, able to experience that. You know, I know we were talking just on our own yesterday, Mr. B, when we were in school. Would you have any advice that you would give to any of our students that are interested in going into the military in terms of post-military action and a career? You know, as they enter, you know, what is something that they should be looking for if they're interested in going into the military? What is some advice that you might want to give them?
It's going to be the same. I'm asked this question all the time by the kids. Every time someone says, hey, Mr. B, I'm going into the Marines, I'm going into the Army, I'm going into the Navy. Question I always ask them is that when you are done with your military career, what do you want to do? If you want to be a police officer, if you want to be a police officer, then you go into the military as a police officer. You're not going to go into the military as a helicopter repairman and want to be a cop when you get out. If you want to be a firefighter when you go out, be a firefighter while you're in there. That's it. It's just that think about what you want to do. I personally, when I went in, I was not going to become a teacher. I was kind of hemming and hawing. I wanted to be a mechanic. Basically, I wanted to be I wanted my airframe and power plant license, and I needed experience because that's what they're asking for you when you go and get a job on the outside. What is your experience? So my experience was I got my airframe and power plant license from Teterboro School of Aeronautics. I got my experience through the military, and if I apply for a job with the airlines, or at the time I was looking to try to get a job down at NASA in Florida, I was using that. I got 37 years of military experience. I have my airframe and power plant license. I'm certified. And then that's just it. Go into the military for what you want to do when you get out.
Wow. That's good advice.
Excellent advice. Well, anything you'd like to add, Mr. B, Mr. Bonaventure? Anything final thoughts you want to give to anybody thinking about joining the military?
Yeah, here's a little tidbit. If you're going to go into the military and you're going to stay in the state of New Jersey, try to get yourself sent overseas to basically a war zone, because of the fact that as you come back, even though I've done 37 years of military, I am considered a veteran, but as far as my pension goes, I am not considered a veteran because I didn't do 12 days active duty in a war zone. So if you're going in, make the best of it, make friends, keep in touch with those people, and do everything that you need to get done for when you get out. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Bonaventure.
Great advice, Mr. Bonaventure. Well,
All
thanks
right.
for stopping by. We appreciate you coming by
Yes.
and sharing your
Thank you for your service.
and helping
All right,
us
have a good day.
commemorate
See you guys
Veterans
later.
Day. Thank you for your
I'm out.
service.
You're welcome. I'm out.
Thank you so much for your service. I'm so grateful for all the sacrifices that you guys have made for our country. There aren't enough words to describe the amount of gratitude that I have for all of our veterans. Happy Veterans Day.
My special Veterans Day wishes to those who have served us here in the USA. Thank you for your service. Thank you for keeping us all safe. I hope 2020 is good to you.
To all the veterans on this Veterans Day, I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your service. Protecting our country, believing in our country really means a lot to all of us. I wish you a blessed day.
To all the veterans out there, thank you so much for your service. It means the world to me to know that you're out there fighting for my rights in my country.
I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you for everything that you've done for our country, and thank you for all the sacrifices you've made, and thank you for your service.
All right, we're ready, Mr. B. So, Mr. Bergando.
Yes.
You know what time it is?
No, what time is it?
It's time for Mr. Bergando's word of the day.
All right, I have it. All right, I'm all ready to go. And today's word of the day is valor. It's a noun meaning great courage in the face of danger, especially in battle. The soldiers received the nation's highest award for valor. And now, yes, I thought so. And now, everybody's favorite part of the day. Do you know what time it is?
I think I do.
You do. It's time for Mrs. D's Thought of the Week.
All right, so listen, our thought of the day isn't actually coming from me. We actually have a quote from President John F. Kennedy in reference to Veterans Day. So here's our thought for the day. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. John F. Kennedy.
Very good.
All right, Mr. B. So as we wrap it up this week, we only got one more thing to say to our Mustang family. Here we go. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Go. Yes. Go Mustangs.
Youth is wise with goals and dreams and knowledge deep and strong and proud.